Hi, I'm Dakini Sophie, a sex life coach, and today I wanted to share something a little different with you. Generally, my work is with men, but I have been conducting an experiment over the last 6 months or so that I wanted to share with you. So, the experiment I have been conducting is noticing the effects of clitoral orgasms on the rest of my life. This is not a new field of study. You will find in the Taoist writings they talked about men avoiding ejaculation. I'm not aware if they talk about women avoiding clitoral orgasms, but they do talk about having slow and loving sex and conserving energy. So I have been going through a process where in the past I was naturally drawn away from clitoral orgasms. I just found that I was enjoying other aspects of pleasure, other types of orgasms a lot more. So I simply didn't focus on clitoral orgasms. Occasionally I would have one, but maybe one a month or every 2 months, and that was all. And to be honest, I didn't notice a lot of difference in my mood. However, I have read some of the material from Marnia's book, Peace Between the Sheets, and about something called carezza, Italian name for that means caressing. It means slow, gentle, stroking, non-goal oriented kind of sex. So carezza is something that I've known about for a while. In fact, I've also listened to a lot of the videos on the TNT YouTube channel, the New Tantra, where they talk about men not having ejaculatory orgasms and women not having clitoral orgasms. And I have been curious about this for probably 5 years, but I never really started testing it until in the last couple of months. So my partner and I have been focusing more on me having clitoral orgasms. It was something we weren't really interested in at the beginning of our time together, of our sexual play sessions. It just wasn't a focus, and then something switched and we wanted to explore them. So we have been, and I just want to share the effects that I have been having from these clitoral orgasms. So yesterday and the day before, I had clitoral orgasms both of those occasions when we were sexual. So the first day was not so intense, but yesterday was a very intense peak orgasm. That's a word that I've heard used through the New Tantra. And basically what happens in these peak orgasms when a man ejaculates or a woman has a clitoral orgasm is a big peak of a neurotransmitter called dopamine. It's a feel-good hormone or neurotransmitter. I could have the terminology wrong. And what it does is it sets up a pattern for a reward system in our brain that means that we get a little bit stuck on this desiring intensity. So we get a little bit stuck with desiring intensity. And what that can mean is that every time we have sex, we end up wanting a clitoral orgasm or an ejaculatory orgasm. And that means that we tend to miss a lot of the other kinds of pleasure that are available to us, the other kinds of orgasms, both for men and women. So yeah, and the other effects I wanted to mention is that you have like a dopamine high, and then over the course of the next 2 weeks, you have a dopamine crash. So you feel low mood, you feel irritable. You also have effects in your relationship which can drive you apart somewhat. You feel less like you want to be close with your partner. You may feel some resentments towards them. You may feel some boredom. You may feel attracted to new people, to new partners, to new potential lovers. So yeah, today what I have experienced, today would be considered day one for me. There is a process you can go through where you stop having ejaculatory orgasms or clitoral orgasms, and you count the days. And basically when you get to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, different philosophies do it different ways. Basically, after 2 weeks, you're pretty much clear of the effects of that dopamine high and the resulting crash. There are other hormones involved. Prolactin is another chemical that is released which has an effect of suppressing the sex drive. So you go through a period of time where you may be more irritable, you may not feel that great about your relationship, you may be moody, you may have frustrations come up more easily. And today, all of those were happening for me. I did have a busy day yesterday, so today I really wanted to rest, but I felt more intense feelings of neediness around my partner, like I needed him to reassure me a lot. I felt a really dark mood early this morning. I felt panicky. I felt scared about the future. I had, yeah, things that I really don't experience anymore. I mean, I have a history of depression, but I haven't been depressed for a long time. So because of this intense dopamine high that I had yesterday, today I'm really getting the crash or the low. And how that felt was really difficult. I think before 10 a.m. today I'd had panic, despair, tears, worry, neediness, and that was before 10 o'clock. So yeah, it's an experiment that I'm incredibly interested in. I'm going to continue. I'm going to vlog each day, or at least every couple of days, just to say where my mood is going, what has changed for me, and also to talk about how that journey is in refraining from having clitoral orgasms, how easy it is. Was it tempting in the moment when I'm sexual with my partner? That kind of thing. I want to share this whole journey with you because I haven't seen much information on this. I remember asking on boards where a lot of sexual healer friends and colleagues are about this work, and did other people avoid clitoral orgasms, and I really didn't get much response. People didn't seem to either know about it or were interested in it. And yeah, I really want to test drive this myself. I'm currently reading the Careza book, and I will share my experience as I go through these processes. So if you like this video and you know anybody else who may benefit from it, please do share it with them. Like and subscribe below if you haven't already. Lots of love. It is one thing after another in Thailand. If it's not an aeroplane flying over, it's the ice cream man.